Greetings. Pastor Anthony Williams from Avalon Park, Community Church Chicago, United Church of Christ. And it's Good Friday. And I can see Jesus on the cross. The last 7 words. One word in particular that sticks in my craw. My God, why hast thou forsaken me? Briefly want to speak on the subject matter. Use me. Use me. I have been inspired by the life and time and the great prolific songwriting of Bill Withers. Jesus stretched out on the cross between heaven and earth, between 2 gangbangs, thieves, 2 gangsters, agonizing, and then realizing I'm on the cross. God, have you forsaken me? Was it worth it? Do you feel like that sometimes? That people have tried to use you? Do you feel as though that this pandemic is using us and black folks are dying? Do you feel used behind this? Is somebody tricking me? Is somebody trying to use me? Did the woman at the well use Jesus? Because they were going to stone her to death. Didn't when the people that the 5,000, didn't they use Jesus? Jesus wasn't popular with the status quo. Didn't Zacchaeus use Jesus? Wasn't Peter trying to use Jesus? Wasn't Judas trying to use Jesus? This young person, they see this power, this passion in him. Jesus was passionate. Good Friday is a day of more passion than you think. John said it right. Behold, the Lamb of God that taketh away the sins of the world. God has sent him here that he might be used, that he might be the example, that he might be the perfect model of what it means to be civilized, to be civil. Jesus is his passion. He's cool and he's calm and he's collective. And his passion beams everywhere. Allow your passion to go forth. Let God use your passion. We are all here to be used, but we're not here to be misused. And Jesus had a moment on the cross. God, I'm hanging here. I didn't know it was going to end up like this. Have I been used? Use me. Let God use you. Let God use you in these critical moments in history. Look, America, April 4th was the assassination, we memorialized, rather, the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. I remember something King says. King says these words. He said, I can hear God saying, America, you too arrogant. And if you're not careful, I will break the backbone of your power and give it to somebody who does not know my name. Maybe that's a moment of what we call eschatology. Maybe it's that kind of moment that King was having, some epiphany he was having. We have looked at this corona. It has broken the backbones of government. Some have conspiratorial ways. What is a conspiracy? Maybe, but God is speaking to us at this moment in history. Let God use you. When you come out of this pandemic, those of us who come out alive, I think all of you are going to come out alive. What you think? Let God use you. Let God use you like never before. Let God use you like never before. Young and old alike, let God use you. America, yes, King was right. You've been too arrogant, and God is breaking the backbone of your power. China, Russia, God is God. I'll give it to somebody, King says, that does not know my name. Maybe Corona don't know God, does he? An instrument, perhaps. Let God use you. Let God use you at this moment in history. Use me. Look what Bill says to the little pretty boy. Use me. Keep on using me. Because ultimately, in your using me, there's some things that you're supposed to use me for. I get something out of this too if you're using me. So on this Good Friday, Jesus has this moment. He's shaking, he's rattled. Blood everywhere. He's almost dead. He's almost dead before he gets to the cross. Really, I mean, I asked somebody, how did Jesus die? He died on the cross. I said, Jesus died violently. Violently. We're in a violent world, so God needs to use you. This world can't be what it used to be. We've got to have an Easter Sunday morning and a Good Friday world. We've got to have an Easter Sunday morning and a Good Friday world. Church, you've got to stand. People of God, you've got to stand. Muslim, Hebrew, Buddhist, you've got to stand. Let God use us. Let us speak to this universe. Let us speak out boldly. Let God use you. Let God use you. Use me. Father, use me. Use me, the Lamb of God, use me, the Redeemer of the world, use me. Let God use you. You live through this, let God use you. Because nobody can misuse you. Trust God like you never trusted God before so he can use you. Know that God is in the midst of your situation. He's in the storm with us while we're being used. And keep on doing what's right. Martin Luther King, he was right when he said this. It's always right to do what's right. So it's always right to allow your gifts and your talents to be used for the betterment of all. Use me. Let God use you. Amen. We'll see you soon at Avalon Park Community Church. God bless you.